Hello, everybody. This is Chris Wood. I am on here just for a few minutes. Ontario Provincial Police, Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, ex-chief or commander, had me shot on the corner of Bridge and Center Street, August of 2019. He is guilty of attempted murder. He is a sex slave trafficker. Staff Sergeant, years 2019-2021, kidnapping, sodomy, sex assault. Shannon Cork, Robert Lucas, Dave Weiss, Constable Ward, Shannon Cork once again. Spencer Mills 14716, Robert Kane 7224. Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, Nell Kingston AMHS, and Shelley Hafner. Human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, kidnapping, false arrest, sex assaults, skull splitting, deforming, body mutilations, having me medically blacklisted through their cover-up doctors who are criminally negligent involved at Lennox and Addington County General Hospital with criminal negligence and intent to commit and cover up with and for OPP, and their boss accomplices who are guilty of my full physical identity theft and all crimes to me over 5 years for OPP revenge. Dr. Tatiana Vakadinovic. She also goes by Dr. Margie V. Napanee and also KGH Kingston. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, ex-CEO Coviduck, and patient relations are all criminally negligent involved and guilty of all crimes on me, even me having me falsely charged and arrested to prevent anything legal on them. The justice of the peace is also involved. Obstructions, threats, intimidations, accusations as well, and having me falsely arrested before it could be done to her as well. Accomplices, drug traffickers, sex slave traffickers, ones that are committing overdose, homicide, murders in Napanee, my identity theft, accomplices with and for OPP who are guilty of murders and attempted murder in Napanee, for free drugs, for drop charges, and immunity, which protects OPP as well. A guy known as Bill Waldridge, 149 Center Street North, Napanee, Ontario, bald, glasses, approximately 70 years old, thinks that he and I were switched at birth and thinks that he is my dad, was criminally stalking my mother. He is guilty of causing her death, murdered her December 20th, 2020, along with Blair Frederick Hardy, who is guilty of it as well. He is a meth trafficker. He laces meth, sells it. He's guilty of rapes. He's guilty of financial thefts and frauds, identity thefts and frauds, welfare pensions, insurance frauds, meth trafficking, stalking, rapes, and murders. Blair Frederick Hardy committed an attempted rape at 45 Dundas Street, East Napanee, Ontario in 2021 against a woman who is now deceased. Bert Hustler, he is guilty of identity theft, skull splitting. He's guilty of brain injury, me, body mutilations. I now share DNA with this piece of shit, and it can be 100% proven. He is guilty of criminal stalking. He is guilty of skull splitting me, brain injuring, identity theft. He is highly obsessed. He is a homosexual, closeted sex slave trafficker. He is a pillhead, morphine, crack, meth, and fentanyl, along with Jason Gimpy Two-Step Van Alstyne, who is guilty of selling laced fentanyl with trank and committing homicide murders and getting away with it. He is guilty of attempted homicide and me as well. Bert Hustler, though, needs to be found and he needs to be arrested ASAP or I'm going to be dead. And he is guilty of doing it. Frequents 34 Water Street, lives Dundas Street East in the old Campbell House in Napanee. He is very seriously dangerous, highly psychotic. He is in a permanent meth psychosis, and he is guilty of seriously injuring me with attempted murder. And like I said, I can prove I now share DNA with this fucking piece of shit lowlife. He is very seriously dangerous. Jason Gimpy, two-step and Allstein again. Tyler Teabag Lake. Raymond LeBlanc, Robert Berry, and his boyfriend. He is a sex slave trafficker, a truck driver, and a possible serial killer. Raymond LeBlanc, he is a criminal stalker. He is a child groomer. He is a meth trafficker. He's guilty of torture crimes on me and attempted murder. Harry, Dale, and Tony Hartwick are guilty of attempted murder with intent to commit. They are guilty of skull splitting me, brain injuring me, body mutilations with arrest, and I can prove how it was done, how done. Guilty of sex assaults, identity theft, blinding me in my right eye, and attempted murder with intent to commit for drop charges for a stabbing Hartwick committed against his wife or ex-wife's boyfriend. They are all OPP untouchables, accomplices. They are sex slave traffickers. All of them are registered sex offenders. They're ex-inmates. They're drug traffickers, drug addicts, and each and every one of them are guilty of crimes on me, including attempted murder, killing my mother, and torturing and killing my dogs, which would have been Tyler Teabag Lake and Raymond LeBlanc, March 2023. The one known as Bill Woldridge, he also killed my other dog, Chipper. I had 2 black dogs, and my one dog, Chipper, was killed by the one known as Bill Woldridge, the one that was stalking my mother, and my other one by Teabag Lake and Raymond LeBlanc. They tortured him and killed him. He also had crystal meth thrown in his eyes before he died. Also by a fucking junkie that burned his eyes. Come to find out afterwards, it was Robert Kane's stepsister that did it. And burnt his fucking eyes, tried to kill my dog. If I don't get help soon, I am medically blacklisted. I can't get to a hospital. I have no rights. My medical rights, my legal rights, and my human rights have been taken from me while this is happening to me. As I said, I have no rights in any way, shape, or form, and I haven't for 5 years. I live on the other side of Deserano now, and I've been going through this. Full physical identity theft and changes now 100%. It's been proven, but even more so now, especially over the last 24 hours. My skull has been completely and totally fucking deformed and swelling, and I'm getting air blowing through the back of my head from a tube I have in me now that I never had previously. All of this started to happen to me after I was shot by ex-OPP chief in 2019, and then being medically blacklisted to prevent me helping proof and being blamed for all of this myself through these pieces of shit. They're guilty of putting illegal prisoner tracking on victims as well too. They're guilty of falsely arresting victims to get pictures, prints, and signatures for forgeries, framings, and frauds. This is the OPP in Napanee. You think you know they are very seriously dangerous, and they are guilty of domestic terrorism and treason and ending a bloodline. Why? Because of me speaking of their fucking crimes, the human trafficking and the homeless exploitation and possible money laundering through the Morning Star mission, coldest night of the year. And I became a 5-year target from these closeted homosexual junkie lowlife pieces of shit who run Ontario Provincial Police. Damages done to me by a bunch of fucking junky pieces of shit garbage for fucking OPP revenge while they get free drugs and immunity. Lies about being suicidal, self-harm, or lies about drugs I don't do. Good job. So when you're killing me, when you finally do kill me, that narrative will be used, and I hope nobody believes it because it'll be 100% fucking lie. 100% lie. I am not a drug user. I do not drink alcohol, and I sure the fuck am not suicidal in any way, shape, or form. Never have been, and I never will be. I love my life. as I'm doing this, the whole fucking side of my face feels like it's curving over. One of those fucking crack meth head side mouth talkers. This is Dale fucking Hartwick. He's using what is called remote neuromonitoring on me, and that is what I was shot with back in 2019 by XOPP Chief before he left. And this began on me. When people disappear, it is the police, it is doctors, and it is their accomplices that they can and will not touch because it involves them, implicates them in the crimes of homicide and ending bloodlines for fucking revenge. Congratulations, OPP. I hope you're fucking proud. Jason Van Alstyne, Tyler Lake, Bert Hustler, all of these pieces of shit are also allegedly ISIS or Al Qaeda recruits as well. Compliments of Blair fucking Hardy. Be safe, everybody. I'm gonna be dead soon, and and I say that without paranoia, and there's not a fucking thing I can do about it. Damage is done to me by these pieces of shit in Napanee, Ontario, who are above the law, have no law. I hope this is seen by at least a couple and it gets shared, because when I disappear, when I'm dead, I hope it's not believed that it was a suicide or any other thing. I am being fucking murdered. And Dale Hartwick, Tony Hearns, Blair Hardy, Bill Wooldridge, Tyler Lake, Jason Alstyne, Bert Hustler are the ones guilty. And they're all doing it with and for OPP. They're very seriously organized trafficking, framings, cover-ups, false arrest, extortions, stalking, identity thefts and frauds, financial thefts and frauds, rapes, tortures, and murders that are being covered up. Congratulations, OPP. And whether Spencer Mills is transferred or not, he shows up at your door. Expect homicides and bodies to start happening around him, and that's a fact. And if anything more happens to me, these cops, they need to be arrested because they are guilty. I've tried and tried and tried to get arrest on these pieces of shit with no luck. No luck, no matter what you can prove. So be safe, everybody. I am Christ Wood, and I am an intended murder victim of Ontario Provincial Police and their fucking fall down accomplices. Thank you, Dr. Tatiana Vakadinovic, for falsifying my medical file to get me discriminated against, to keep me medically blacklisted, and then being falsely charged through criminal fucking doctors who are negligently involved in their attempt to get away with what they've gotten away with for 5 fucking years on me. Be safe, everybody. I will get you arrested, Hartwick, and the rest of you low-life fucks one way or another.